All right. Good morning again. 10:29, about to be 10:30 a.m. here. Another quick update on how things are looking across the state here. We'll give it a minute or two for people to file on in and kind of get a crowd here built. Good morning, Brittany. Good to see you in here in chat. Audio should be good as well. Let me know where you're watching from. We'll wait for the YouTube side of things. It just went live on YouTube, so we're going to wait just a second for YouTube to get caught up. We'll be live to give a quick update on how things are looking again here. Again, current time 10:30 a.m. System is in full swing here. We'll be wrapping up in a few hours. We'll talk about some caveats here as well. All right, YouTube is on. Cool. All right, let's go ahead and get started here, guys. Got Bayport, Kimball, Branch County. Audio is great. Awesome. Thank you, Brittany. Jackson. All right, let's go ahead and get started here. Quick update. Not going to be live for too long, but based on what I'm seeing, I want to give another update here, starting with current radar. So for those of you down here in the Detroit area, Monroe, Adrian, you guys have a narrow strip of freezing rain headed your way right now, heading mostly east with a slight north movement on this. That will impact you guys, but behind it, it should just turn into some drizzle, perhaps some actual pure rain with this, because temperatures are warming as the system moves out just slightly. But we do have freezing rain incoming for Adrian, Tecumseh, Dundee, Monroe, Detroit, Flat Rock, Downriver areas, Ann Arbor, Saline, any of the areas out ahead of this, as well as St. Clair County areas. So we have that to get through down here, but behind it, again, just some sprinkles, perhaps some rain showers over here in the Kalamazoo area. Now, going west here to Kalamazoo, you guys have stayed pretty much above freezing this entire event from Grand Rapids to south toward Coldwater and points south and west. You guys have stayed largely above freezing, which has limited the ice on roadways and surfaces. So you guys should be A-okay over there. If I'm wrong, let me know here in chat. But we're looking okay. Now, let's go north here, a little bit further north up to central Michigan. Go ahead and take Detroit's radar back here. The heaviest of the freezing rain is ongoing now across the I-69 corridor. So from Flint over here into the Thumb region, over here towards Sandusky, Port Huron, back here through Lake St. Clair. I-69-96 corridor here is in the heaviest precip right now. So you guys are in the worst of it right now. That will continue over the next couple of hours here. It'll move out by around 2 p.m. We'll go over the radar here in the future just a second. But right now, you guys are in the peak. So if it's going to accumulate on roads, power lines, or trees, it's going to happen now through about noon today. Up here in the Thumb, much of the same continues. Now, don't be fooled by this blue. This is not snow. This is a radar guessing based on temperatures and profiles. It's like an algorithm AI type of guess. It's not snow. It is freezing rain here in the Tri-City area. Don't let the blue fool you. Now, behind it, as you can see, we are clearing out quite nicely, just some drizzle behind the system. So if you're west of Lansing here and really south of Grand Rapids, you guys are wrapping the system up. You guys are good to go. Now, let's go further north here. The big story has been a little bit of a northward shift in the heaviest precip this morning. We saw a lot heavier freezing rain from about Houghton Lake down here toward Bad Axe, all the way through the Tri-Cities, back toward Big Rapids. That was a very... not really a surprise because models did key on it, but we thought models were a little off on their guess, but they were not off. So the heaviest precipitation so far this morning has been roughly from Big Rapids up to about West Branch, where we have several outages. We'll go over that here in a second as well, being reported. But the good news is this precipitation, the heaviest at least, is moving off onto Lake Huron. We do have some scattered precipitation behind it, but it's not as condensed, not as heavy. It'll move through here. It'll clear the state or clear the area here in about probably 2 hours or so. Now, further north than that, up by Gaylord, Alpena areas, freezing rain, sleet, as well as snow continues here. Many comments and messages from you guys up there in the Gaylord region worried about this ice storm. It's not going to be an ice storm for you guys. It's going to wrap up here soon. Localized impacts and outages are possible, but nothing widespread, nothing major going on up there. But it still is going to be slick for travel purposes, so keep that in mind. But no, this is not going to be a repeat of last March, so no worries there. Further north toward Mackinac up in the UP, snow showers are ongoing here. In fact, the Mackinac Bridge did have a high wind and a blowing snow warning, I believe, earlier today. And looking at the bridge cam here, you can definitely see the snow is moderate to heavy at times. You can't even see the bridge off the bridge cam here. You can't really see the gates or the pillars, we're going to call it. I don't know the official term for it, but you can't really see it very well in the heavier snow. But if you're traveling up that way, roads are slick with snow, ice, and sleet, so take it easy up that way. Mackinac Bridge is getting hit with precipitation up there as well. Now, going into the future radar here, we are seeing this moving out of the region here. Here's 11 a.m. futurecast here. Here's noon today. By noon, we're clearing off the west side of Michigan, including the Big Rapids area, Ludington, Cadillac. You guys are clearing out, but still got some spotty showers over here by West Branch, all the way through the Thumb region, still ongoing here. And as we talked about before, some rain showers could finish up the precipitation further south toward the Ann Arbor, Adrian, and Monroe areas. By 1 o'clock, it really condenses and moves out. And by 2 to 3 p.m., this system should be completely out of the state today, leaving us with just a nice coating of ice. Temperatures should warm slightly, so we're going to be looking at just above freezing temperatures here for a lot of us, which should help with melting a lot of that ice that's on the roads, on the trees, etc. So we should recover quickly. But keep that in mind, though, if you're out on the roads commuting back to work or school this afternoon and evening, slick roads are still likely, if not possible, if not likely, for a lot of areas here in the state, especially on untreated roads like rural areas, county roads. State roads should be good to go for the most part by the afternoon, but still keep that in mind. Expect some delays out there if you are heading home. Further north, we remain below freezing for a lot of us, so it's going to take a bit longer to melt the precipitation up there. We stay below freezing throughout the day today, but the good news is by tomorrow we do warm up into the mid-30s, so we should be melting a lot of that for northern Michigan as well. Current temperatures out there as well, keeping a close eye on those temperatures across the freezing rain area here in East Michigan. We're back down to 30, 31 degrees in some spots. It's going to allow freezing rain to accumulate not rapidly, but efficiently on surfaces here. So next 1 to 2 hours is the peak event for you guys over there in the east part of Michigan. Temperatures are right in line with what we want to see for freezing rain. A tad degree or so warmer than expected, but still is sufficient for accumulating freezing rain at a decent clip. Travel conditions out there, really Grand Rapids southward, you guys are clear. Lansing area looks okay. Some slick spots out there, localized areas. The real impacts right now are up here in central Michigan, Tri-City areas where these roads are yellow, orange, and red colors. That's your highest impact areas, as well as down here, starting to slow down here in Detroit metro area, up here by 69 as well. You guys have was green earlier, now it's going into the yellow zone here. So we're slowing down here as that freezing rain moves in. Not a big surprise there. Expect that to deteriorate a little bit more as we move toward noon. But again, afternoon and after that should be gradually improving. But the worst of it would be now through about noon, perhaps 1 to 2 p.m. Outages for this system, we're up to 26,000 people out of power. As you can see, most of those are in the central Michigan area here from, we're talking Oceana counties, Muskegon County, Mason, Lake, Osceola, Clare, Gladwin, Aranac, Ogama, Midland, Isabella, Mecosta, Gratiot, Montcalm, up here as well as Antrim County are the main counties out of power. As you can see down here in southeast Michigan, a lot of these counties are reporting very minimal outages in terms of 10:30 to 8 a.m. here. So highest county in south Michigan, Bay County, 455 customers out. Genesee County, 68 customers out. Otherwise, we are clear so far. Let's keep it that way and hope it keeps that way. Putting a little bit more localized perspective on things, Consumers Energy Outage Map, those little boxes here indicate outages, a wide swath from West Branch back here toward Big Rapids, toward Muskegon area. That was hit heaviest this morning with the freezing rain, and that is where we're seeing impacts as well. Most of this is staying below ice storm criteria. What's really aiding in the outages here is the gusty winds we're having. Gusty winds, I believe we had close to 40 mile per hour winds earlier in Big Rapids. That, even with minimal ice accumulation, can bring down tree limbs and weight on power lines, et cetera, et cetera. So we're seeing that increase as well. But overall, not seeing a large increase yet in Southeast Michigan, where minimal outages are being reported via DTE's outage map. So overall, we're on track for the most part. Not going to be a huge ice storm by any means, but still localized in nature. And again, the worst of it is moving through East Michigan as we speak here. One last look at the radar here is looking at this band of heavier freezing rain moving into East Michigan. Once this is out of it, we'll be done with it. So hour or two, perhaps 3 hours more of this, it'll be out of our hair by 2 or 3 p.m. today entirely, and conditions should gradually improve after that for most of the state. If you guys have reports, pictures, videos, feel free to send us a message on Facebook or drop a comment on one of our posts. We are always watching the comment sections for updates from you guys as well. We want to see your viewer reports from around the state. So feel free, if you have videos, pictures, or just general icing reports or accident reports, feel free, drop a comment on our page. We also have groups, Michigan Weather Reports, Michigan Traffic and Accident Reports, as well as Michigan Storm Community. All those groups are available to you guys to use to drop your content in yourself. That's going to wrap it up for this update. I'll turn to the comments here for a brief moment. The weekend system is tricky. I don't want to promise anything, but I'm trying to get updates out tonight regarding it. But expect updates for sure tomorrow morning on Sunday into Monday system. We have some heavier rain moving in. We also have perhaps some freezing rain for northern Michigan. We also have a lot of snow for the UP, a lot of wind for all of us in the state, and then perhaps a freezing event, which could spark some slick conditions for Monday morning, and perhaps lake effect snow ramping up for Monday. So we have a lot going on this weekend, but let's focus on today. My focus in the studio here is on today. Let's wait till we get into the weekend until we're out to the system here this afternoon. No problem, Cindy. Conditions on the west side of the state, Grand Rapids point southward. Excuse me. Grand Rapids point southward will be okay. Further east, further north you go from Grand Rapids, the worse it's going to get. So you're going to start your drives. If you're going from Grand Rapids to the east side, you're going to start out okay. But when you cross 127, that should really be the dividing line of where conditions start to deteriorate with road conditions. A good question here from a user on X. I don't have your name, but thanks for tuning in here. We are live on X too. Conditions in terms of our ice accretion forecast from yesterday. I'll throw on the screen here what we expected to happen. This is going to be a little thrown off here. The heaviest precip is going to be up by Big Rapids over to the Tri-City area. So we got it missed by probably about a county or two south. For the most part, though, a lot of us have reported that glaze upwards of 1/10 of an inch of ice. So for a lot of us, and I'd say probably for a majority of us, we are going to meet the forecast for a lot of us. So it's on track for, I'm going to say 80-90% of the state. But that heaviest swath, up to 1/4 inch of ice, will likely be shifted just a tad bit north here for areas from Big Rapids to Mount Pleasant over into the Tri-City, into the Thumb region. So I believe we missed that. We'll have to wait for the reports to come out. But that would be the only change I see really to the going forecast. Rachel in chat here says, I live in Mecosta, lost power at 4 a.m., just had a tree fall on my house and behind my truck. I can't see out of my windows to see anything, fell on my truck, out of power, and live in the middle of nowhere, so no power, no water, heat, propane, etc., etc. I am sorry going through that, Rachel. And Mecosta, Big Rapids area, is one of the hardest hit regions. This is a zoomed in look at the Consumers Energy outage map. Here's Mecosta. Giant outages all around you. So you are not alone. You are not alone at all. And all these boxes here and all these little dots you see, those are outages across central Michigan here. So there's quite a few of them. There's 23,000 people or customers out of power on Consumers Energy alone. And statewide, we're at 27,553 out statewide. As you can see here, that central Michigan area is being hardest hit currently. Yes, there have been thunder reported already. Lapeer had some about a half hour ago. Muskegon had plenty this morning as well. It is possible. We are in a general thunderstorm outlook from the prediction center, so we do have that going for us as well. So don't be shocked if you hear rumbles of thunder today. It was expected. All right, I'm going to wrap this up and get back to looking at comments and messages coming in here, guys. Just wanted to pop in and give you a quick update. If you missed it, feel free to rewind at the first 7 minutes or so of the video. I talk about everything you guys need to know, timing, impacts, etc. Feel free to rewind it after the stream is over. You can rewatch it anytime as well on YouTube, Facebook, X, and Twitch. With that being said, you guys enjoy the rest of your Friday. Let's tentatively plan for a live stream tonight at 7 p.m. This system today should be worked out. I want to turn attention to the weekend system upcoming because it will be impactful for a lot of us here in the state. Maybe not a large area of lower Michigan, but lake effect snow, wind, a lot of heavy rain. Mostly impactful will be the snow up in northern Michigan. So let's plan at 7 p.m. tonight for a live stream regarding the weekend system. If that changes, I'll let you know. Stay safe. I'm going to roll the outro now. You guys enjoy your Friday. Travel safe as you're out on the roads.